posts. So I don't know if you've seen it in my story. I actually put on there a poll. I said, who would be interested in me working out a calorie deficit for free? And it takes me literally 2 seconds to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of yeses, and I got a lot of inboxes and stuff like that. And I was like, cool, absolutely, yep. I said, guaranteed I'm going to work it out for you. You just need to book a time from this link. And I sent them the Calendly link, and bang, I've just had 4 emails today for it. And I'm like, so 4 people.
I told you it works.
So I know it's not, I mean, it's only 4 booked calls, but when I got the first one, I was
no, hold on.
Then the second one come through, and I'm like,
no, you need to stop. When you say it's only 4 booked calls, do the math. It's $49 each week for every single call. You just made $200 a week.
Oh, I know.
Right?
I know. So I was pretty pumped. Every time I got an email.
The thing is, though, you think polls are effective, which is why majority of the things in my planner are polls, because there's such an easy way to get people to integrate. Like if you do a poll when the planner, or it doesn't even if you follow the timing, but that's why it's so many. If I need things, you see when I do them, I just do polls because people vote, people say it, you message them, you ask them questions, you send them a link, they book it.
Yeah.
Because why else would they vote if they didn't want help?
Yep. Yeah.
Right. So that's cool. All right.
Well, that's exactly what happened. So it went exactly that system.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's gold. It's the easiest way to get people. It's the easiest way to do it. And now finally, after all this kind of struggle of finding out why we're doing things and why we're posting and all this other stuff, you can now see the silver lining and why things are so important. Cool. Okay. So when are the book calls?
So they all book around 5:30. So I've got one tomorrow. I'd have to check again. No, sorry, I've got 2 Friday and 2 Thursday now, back to backs. So 5:30 and then 6 to 6. So 5:30 to 6 and then 6 to 6.
Cool. So tomorrow?
Back.
Did you say? You said tomorrow, right?
No, Thursday. I haven't got anything yet, which is good because it gives me a little bit of time to prep.
Cool. All right. So plan of action. We're going to role play today. We're going to put the 5-day challenge aside because obviously there's nothing there. What I want you to do is get so confident to sell the shit out of these things. Like I want you to close all 4. I reckon you can. But I would be doing you an injustice if I didn't show you the way to do things. Right. So what I'm going to do is give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to grab my hard drive. So I don't know why it's not plugged in, but I'll grab my hard drive and I'll show you the scripts. All right. So you follow these scripts just like
hopefully that'll come up better.
You follow you understand, obviously you're following the planner to a T, right? Obviously when you're putting your own spin on it, which is nice. So you understand the processes are there. So what I have is the hidden gem that I have that people don't understand how I close so many calls and how I built so many things. This is why I did it, right? You understand because you were sold on the similar script that I use. But I've just got a different one for business, the PT.
Okay.
The reason being is that if anyone tells you that it shouldn't be scripted, they're not making enough money and they're not closing enough sales.
Because I think I asked you that the other day if it should be scripted or not, and you said yes.
Yeah, so everything needs to be scripted, or else the thing is, when you do that, like for instance, the videos, right? The videos, like you don't necessarily have to be scripted, but when you're doing sales, you have to be scripted because you need to make sure that person, like I put on my Instagram story yesterday, it fucking blows my mind. Now you can understand the differences between like a landing page, squeeze page and thing. I get messages all the time from people saying, they want all this free information, shit like this. And I only focus on just giving value to the people that are actually in my ecosystem. So what I tell them to do, figure out what your offer is, how you do it and all these other things. But most importantly, everyone goes to bat without even training. For instance, imagine turning up for a rugby game. Imagine the All Blacks turning up to play Ireland, or Australia turning up to do a cricket max or whatever. The reason they're so good at what they do is because they go over and over and over and over and over the same scenarios, so they know exactly when it plays out. They can actually go through and understand it. Console. Let me just copy. I need to do it in Dropbox. Business coaching. Cool. All right, I'm going to send you a link to two of my best pieces of material that are going to make sure you close these sales. So
okay, cool.
If we don't close them, it's because we haven't convinced them. That is the only reason why people don't sign up to our program. It's not because they can't,
Yes.
it's because if they couldn't afford it, they wouldn't have got on the call. Most importantly, and this is the thing that differentiates us between every other salesperson, is that we don't sell on the first call. We give them so much value that they're like, why are you not, like, I've had scenarios where people have been like, why are you not selling me? Like, what's going on here? Like, why are you not telling me your price? And I'm like, well, if they're a price, they're not a good fit. And the biggest thing you need to realize, although I know you have 0 clients right now online, is that you need to understand that we need to be able to turn people away from our program, right? Because what the problem is like I had to put fires out. I woke up at 6 a.m. and literally you're my second call, and I've been putting fires out all morning from my coaching clients signing the wrong fucking clients. And this is why I'm so strict. I will turn people away because I know I have the foresight, because I've been in it for so long, that they're just going to turn around and they're going to email their bank and say, get me all this money back. And then my company has to provide all this legal information for why this has actually happened. But these are the clients you don't want. So even if that person is asking you a question about price, you need to be able to say, cool, well, the second call is when we go over all this. What are we going to do now? Anyway, so click on that first link. It'll be the sales script.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this to load. My computer's having a little bit of a moment.
Anyway, I can run you through it over here anyway. So you don't actually have to open it if you don't want to. If it doesn't.
Oh, I'd like to be able to read it while while we're going through it for sure. I don't think it's my computer. I don't think it's my internet. I'm pretty sure it's my computer's just being a heap of shit. Where are we? No. I want this. Where are we? There we go. Okay. Which one do you want me to open first, mate?
Just the first link.
Just the very first link? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. First link. Scroll down, click on that. Cool.
So I can't even screen share. Cool. All right, so that should be good. Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Excellent.
So you can see my screen, you can see your screen. Boom. All right, so this is literally the best thing I can ever possibly give you, and you will have this until the day you die when you're an online coach.
Okay.
This shit is like, imagine that that person that's in that lecture and they bring their notebook and it's like crinkled, it's like spilled coffee on. And this is what this is. Digital. This is what people don't understand about the online world. When you do PV, you're actually going off a consult script in your head, but because it's face-to-face, you can get away with a lot more stuff. When you're on the phone, whether it's video, I would recommend futurely, like when you start your kind of whole kind of ecosystem, if you can get them face-to-face like we are now, that is the same as doing PT. When you're on the phone, it's a little bit harder because they can hide a lot of emotion that they can't hide when I'm looking directly in your face. So if you can get on there, that's fine. If you want to bridge the gap or whatever, you can. You'll develop a system, and that's up to you, completely up to you. But the biggest thing, and you can, it's a little bit different when I did it with you because we already knew each other. But when you're talking to someone that you're new to, or your understanding is a little bit kind of dry, you've got to build massive rapport. You've got to find out how many kids they've got, how many husbands they've had. Probably not that. But you've got to find out what they do for fun. Do they go to yoga? Do they go to mum's group? Are they a mum? If they're not a mum, what do they do for work? How long have they been there? What made them do that job? You know, you can see 5 minutes maximum is very little amount of time for a lot of information. And this is why don't note take, like don't make it obvious like massive gaps, but I'll be always note taking on my screen. Somewhere I'll be jotting down really big information. Like if the husband is earning more than the wife, then we know that she's eventually going to have to ask the question because she's not earning any money. If she's not earning any money, then we've got to do a fucking 10x job of convincing her why she needs to pay us $49 a week.
$49 a week,
right? You've got to have that bridge of saying, okay, well, in my head, if I know that this person is going to be able to afford $49, then my minimum kind of almost has to change, because I want the $49 to be the minimum. I need the commitment to be massive. If she's a $19 a week, then she's going to be like, okay, cool, that's once a month. Is it designed for her? How much do I need to push? And this is where a lot of people become a little bit on the fence about, okay, well, that's too much salesy. I don't want to do that, because it's not about that. It's about understanding the commitment they need to get the results. If they need to pay more to get the commitment, that is what we have to do. It is our job to make her more committed, or him more committed. So find out every single thing you possibly can. I've given you notes. I've literally noted down every single thing. If you run it down week by week, you will sell yourself your own program, right? Literally sell yourself your own program. This is what you need to go over every single day, over breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Get to the point where you know your personal journey, you know your career experience and journey, your qualifications. So for instance, like if I was talking to you and I said, okay, cool, it's awesome to know that you've been in your job for 5 years. You were so dedicated to make a difference in your industry. It's so awesome to find already, just knowing you for over 4 or 5 minutes, that you're so passionate about making a change. If you don't mind though, now that you've shared a little bit about about yourself, can I share a little bit about myself?
Yeah.
Leave it with a pause, and then you're going to say yes. You're like, cool. Well, I've been in the fitness industry for just over 4.5 years, in which I managed to win Up and Coming Personal Trainer of the Year 2016 within the first 6 months of my career. I was then followed that up by being a finalist of Personal Trainer of the Year 2017. I was again a finalist of 2018, and lucky enough this year with MPT Body Transformations, I'm up for Innovation of the Year 2019. So the reason, and the most important reason why I said that, was not to impress to you, but to impose on you, this is my ultimate being and my ultimate purpose in life. I do not spend the hours that I do building this business to build a bigger income. I do this so I can actually reach more people just like yourself, to make sure that you have the chance to fulfill your dreams just like I am fulfilling mine.
Okay, yeah.
You can see how I've just tied everything in: my personal journey, my qualifications, and my career, and how long it's been. If you say anything like that, they're going to be like, fuck, holy shit. Okay, cool. So
cool.
then you say, cool, Sarah, do you exercise at the moment? And it's a big fucking question, because you've gone from saying a lot about to yourself to then saying, so Sarah, how often do you exercise at the moment? And then, holy shit, like 3 times? Oh, actually maybe one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, cool. So what do you do when you exercise? Right? Important question, because if you need to bring into the fact, if they're going to a gym, eliminate that gym, because they're not going enough. Because you've just found out that how often do you exercise? They're saying once a week.
Once a week.
They're
and
probably
they
lying.
don't go to the gym.
Right? How often?
Yeah.
Once a week. What do you do when you exercise? They're saying body weight exercises. They're not even using equipment. They're standing on a treadmill and doing body weight exercises. You're on the back of your fucking mind going, fuck yes, this is my sale. Like by now, I know if I can sell that person. I'm so well in tune now that before, don't get me wrong, I was a nervous wreck. I was sweating. I was going over the questions. And this is just understanding that it takes you a long time to build the rapport with yourself, because effectively you're on a phone call selling to yourself. It's just another person on the end of the line. Do you go to the gym? They say yes. Cool. Well, what gym do you go to? Is it Snap, City Fitness, Les Mills, whatever's in Australia, whatever it is? Cool. Okay. Well, do you mind, how much do you spend on that gym membership? It's all these questions, because you need to find out how much they're spending. If they're spending $20 a week, which I don't know what Australia gym memberships are, let's say they're spending $20
around
like, cool. Well, you're already don't say this obviously, but in your head, you're like, you're already my client. If they've said they spend $20 a week, they're going once a week, you divide that by 7, you take away the 1 day, this is how much they're spending per day to do nothing.
Yeah, true.
Right? So there's another avenue that you can go down. Conveniently, your $19 a week membership is now online coaching. You get your own programs, whatever you want to do, that's your own coaching style, right? This is where your kind of offer is going to be like, okay, well, you give the fast tracker offer a little bit here, right? But I know in the back of my mind that as long as they say they're spending like $15, $16 on the membership, they're my monthly client automatically. It is now my job to get them from monthly to weekly to big time, right? That is my job in the next 2 calls. Then you're saying, cool, what's your favorite way to train and exercise? Oh, I like to do body weight exercises in the lounge, and I like to go on walks. I like to do yoga. Cool. Awesome. Right? Note it down. What do you least like to do? Oh, I'm intimidated
Yeah.
by going into the squat racks and the bench presses that's why I sit on the treadmill, right? So you understand that, okay, cool, well, fuck the gym. You're already intimidated by the gym. Get rid of that membership. You're saving $15, $20 a week. Cool. All right, so let's talk about your eating. How's your eating? Like, this is where it's super important. If you can find out if they're if they drink, smoke, go out on the weekend, how much are they spending on fast food? How much are they spending on restaurants? Are they going out for dinner? How much are they spending on their grocery bills? All of that reason being is that we can eliminate costs. If they're spending $20 a week, you've now said, okay, well, if we take our membership, that's $20, we half the amount they're spending on a night out, $20, there's $40. We need to convince them to spend $9 more over 2 calls.
Yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Right, so you can see again that my mind is always like, again, coming back to numbers. Everything is numbers,
yeah.
Right, because that's what it's going to come down to. Regardless of how good you are, they're going to be in their back of the mind. They're going to be like, cool, well, can I afford this? What's this price going to be? And the thing is, you're putting so much value in it, they're going to be like, oh man, this is going to be so expensive. I don't know, like this is whatever, but it's your job to convince them, right? And what about your eating? How's your eating? Like, what do you have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Do you think you eat healthy? Yes or no, right? And again, every single time you ask a question, whoever speaks next loses, right? So if you speak after you just ask a question, you lose. If you let them speak first with that big pause, it's more emphasis on the fact that it's their responsibility to come up with their things. If you want to change, would you say you need to change your eating and training? Right? If they've already said yes, you've got them. If they're already saying that they need to change their eating and training, that they're not working out enough, they're spending too much on a membership, they're doing all this, and then said, are you prepared to do that? Flipping it back to them and say, are you actually ready to do this? Hell yeah, right? The biggest difference, right, and this is what I put in here, is one of the things that makes us different, and you should always say us, because at the moment it's you, but future it won't be you. Right? So when you're doing your 5-day challenge videos, note as well, say about you booking a coaching call with myself or one of my amazing trainers, because you need to improve yourself so you don't have to do these videos again. One of the things that makes us different is that we focus on mindset, reframing your limited beliefs, realigning those incoherent values, overcoming your fears and doubts, and most importantly, eliminating any self-sabotage or toxic habits and behaviors. That one line, I've reciprocated so many different times, so many different scenarios without this script. I'm so like memorizing the script now because I've done it so much that I actually use it in my daily life. Like I do with videos, subconsciously I do it, which you will understand when you start going over it again as well. So then an important question to ask, what would you say your mental strengths are? They're going to say none. You've got them. Again, hook number 3. If you've got no mental strength, no willingness to make a change, and this is our job to make it, what would be your weakness, right? Your mental weaknesses? They'll list about 5 or 6. We can definitely assist you with that, right? Cool. All right. So Sarah, right, tell me more about the results you want to achieve. Like, what exactly do you want to do? Then they're going to be like, I want to lose weight. Cool. How much weight? When do you want to lose it? How do you want to lose it? Where do you want to lose it? Where, when, why, and how? All of these questions are so important to ask. And like I said, if you follow this list all the way down, don't worry about time. Don't worry about being slow. It's all good. Ask these questions, you get the results. All of this is going to be ammunition in our second call.
Okay, cool.
Right? How would you feel if you didn't achieve it by then? Right? So they would have said, when do you want to achieve it? Okay, I want to achieve it in 2 months.
Yeah.
Why do you want to achieve
it? Hey, I know that question. You asked me that question.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. But
it got me though. It got me.
Exactly. When the thing is, where do you want to do it? Normally they're going to be like, I want to get into a dress. I want to have smaller hips. I want to have a bigger.
Yeah.
Right. Or whatever you want to do. When do you want to achieve that by? No one's asked them that before. Not even their PTs will ask them that, because if they do that, they're putting a time stamp on their existence. Right? So when do you want to achieve this? Why do you want to achieve it? Is another thing no one asks. Okay, how would you feel if you didn't achieve it by then? They'd be like, oh, I feel like shit. I feel like the same person I am right now. Cool. But how would you feel if you did achieve it by then?
Yeah.
Okay, Sarah, can I ask a question? Wait for them to respond.
Yeah.
Right. Why exactly is it so important for you to achieve it by then? Cool. And what would it really mean to you as a person to achieve it? Amazing.
Yep.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most important to you, how important is it to you to make this change? 9. Note it down. Right? They're saying all these things, but really need to note it down so you can throw it back in the second call.
Okay, cool.
If they don't say 10, this is the game changer. If they don't say 10, if they say even a 9 or an 8 or a 7 or a 6, you're like, what? Wait. So you said all of these things before, and now you're saying that it's only a 6 out of 10 of importance? That's just over 50%. What's truly more important, Sarah, to be completely confident, comfortable, and happy in your own skin? What's truly more important than that? And they're going to be like, oh, actually, no, nothing. And I'm like, okay. So now hearing that, would you say it's a 10 out of 10 of importance? Yeah. Okay. And what would it truly mean to you to be that confident, comfortable, and happy in your own skin? Blah, 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 right? If you keep doing, Sarah, what you have been doing up until now, do you think you'll be where you want to be? No. Okay. So we're going to make some changes, right? Are you prepared to make those changes? Beautiful, right? We are very particular on who we like to choose to work with. So we like connecting a few more times before deciding what's best. What I'm going to do now is invite you to complete what I call a clarity and a loading exercise over the next 48 hours. Before our next chat, we can go from there. Right now, you have a lot of stuff going through your mind, like what to do, when to do it, how to do it. So this afternoon, I'm going to send you a quick video tutorial explaining how to do this exercise to give you more clarity and direction. Basically, what you're going to do is make a list of the outcomes you wish to achieve over the next 6 to 12 months for your health, lifestyle, and physical goals. You then place those items into the spreadsheet, giving you an action plan, and we send that to you via Facebook. If you can send that back to me via Facebook for our next chat, we can determine the strategies, the next step, and how to, and if we're going to be a good fit to work together. How do you feel about completing that exercise? Again, finishing on a question. Why do you think it's a great idea for you to complete this? Right? Another thing you can understand and write down and give you more ammunition. Cool. So the biggest thing you need to do is really, I would anywhere between 24 to 48 hours, especially the ones that you're probably going to have now, right?
Yeah.
And then before you add them, you need to add them as a Facebook friend, add them into your VIP group, and make sure you've given them a welcome tag, whatever you want to do. But most importantly, you've rebooked them so that they know when they're going. And most importantly, what I try and do is I rebook them before I've hung them up, because naturally by the time you've hung up, you've probably got a notification of a rebook, which means it's now confirmed.
Okay.
which you can do in Calendly. Then I've actually given you a script with the video that I've done, but you can watch that video and then you can just recreate your own one. Doesn't have to be perfect. Mine's still in my PT uniform, and I'm clearly not a PT anymore. And it's whatever you need to do.
Cool. Okay, so so if I watch that and then put my own take on it, cool.
100%. Yep. So the second one, if we go into here, files.
Okay, yeah. So you want the second file now?
Business coaching. Follow-up.
You know, when you were just rattling that whole script off, I'm like, you know what, this cheeky bastard, he's put that whole script on me.
Exactly. 100%.
As you were talking. No, as you're doing it, I'm just like, this is exactly how he wrote me in. Like,
But you can. The thing is, it's just like, I'll give you a script that I use because you know personally how it works.
Yeah, and it did work too.
But the thing is also, like, at any stage, do you like? It's probably a little bit obvious, but did you feel like I was ever selling you?
No.
Until probably the second call.
No.
That's what we want to come off as. We don't want to come off as, here's my program, go buy it, because the problem is our market is so flooded now that we actually have to plant the seed and then fertilize, plant the seed, then fertilize, plant the seed, then fertilize. This is why it's so frustrating, because like when people come to me and they want quick results, unfortunately it just doesn't happen because of the fact you need to nurture them like you have subconsciously, whether you think so or not. The people they booked your calls now is because you started 5 weeks ago. They wouldn't have booked their calls if you started yesterday, because they're like, okay, who is this guy? I'm doing, you've booked these calls. You will make this money because of the fact that you've started 5 weeks ago, you've consistently posted, yes or no, you've had some time issues and whatever, who cares? It's proven now that it works. So now you've got to understand, whenever you're thinking, oh, should I post? I can't be bothered, I'm tired. Remember this feeling, bottle it up, because you will never get such a high as your first client you've ever signed. When you've signed that direct debit form, when you've got them signed up, when they're paying you every single week, there is no better feeling. Because you've got to remember, just quickly, if we do the math, if you sign, which I know you will, if you sign 4 clients, right, 4 times 49, 196 minimum 12, that's $2,500 you just made, $2,352. Now, if you divide that over 2,352, divided over the 5 weeks, it's $470 you've paid yourself per week to do those posts each week. If it's more than 5 weeks, right? This is why I focus so heavily on numbers, because it actually, look at you now, like people are like, oh, be like, oh, I'm not, you know, you're not getting paid, you're doing all this bullshit, you're not getting paid. You are getting paid, you've just had to pay yourself back.
Yeah.
So you've actually earned $470.40 every week that you've started doing what we've tried to make you do. And you've just consistently excelled what you were already doing realistically before. You've just excelled it, you've understood it, you've narrowed it down, you've niched it down, you found out what you wanted to do. Most importantly, that's only 4 clients. Imagine when you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're earning effectively more than most of my friends are earning part-time job or full-time jobs in Dunedin and Wellington.
Oh shit, I didn't even think of it like that.
Yeah, so this is why people are like, why are you so numbers orientated? Because it explains everything. Numbers don't lie. You sign those clients, even if you sign 50%, right? Times 2, 98, 98 times 12 minimum. And this is saying to yourself, if you want to change your minimum to 30 weeks instead of 12, it's fine. In fact, it's probably better off if you want to change your minimum. It's up to you what your minimum wants to be. I just do 12. I've changed it to 30 because it's just too hard to do 12 now, the volume that I do. So that was what, 49 times 2, 98 times, let's say 12, 1760 divided by 5, 353. Even if you sign 50%, you're still paying yourself 353.
Yeah, right.
Dollars. So if you did Australian dollars, it's again, because New Zealand dollars so shit, it's probably better, right? Always have an idea of thinking it back. Yes, okay, and this is what we talk about in long-term ROI. So many people are like, I have a product, I post one photo, I should sell that product. No.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I was at the beginning.
Yeah, but that's fine, because it's the same as a weight loss person. They do exercise 1 day, 2 days, 3 days a week. They have some chicken and rice. They think they're going to lose 20 kilos overnight, and they're going to, leave.
Yeah.
Right. I have a client that's been on my books for nearly 2 years, and she went from absolutely hating the gym, never doing a squat, lunge, or press up or whatever, hating home workouts, and now she's pregnant doing a maternity photo shoot on a beach in front of everyone.
Oh, that's sick.
You know what I mean? So like, if I said to her day one that it's going to take you 2 years to get to this point, she wouldn't believe me. She doesn't care about the fact that it would take 2 years. She still wouldn't believe it would be working. But knowingly understanding the processes and everything we do, we built everything up. It's like building a foundation of a house, right? So that's why the scripts are here, because even if you are sick as a dog, you're hungover, you're doing anything you want to do, right? Hungover probably not the best idea, but you go back to the script and know that it works because you were a product of that script.
I was.
Give or take, right? So reestablishing rapport. This is the second call. So this is like 24, 48 hours, 72 max. If you go over 72, you've lost them. No problem. This is why you need to be really thorough and say, when you rebook them, give them a day and a time times 2. So, okay, I've got a Tuesday at 5 or a Wednesday at 6. If you give them, say, so for instance,
what if they're on a Thursday though? Then I'd probably have to book them for the Friday, wouldn't I?
If they're really keen, and again, go off how they feel. But if they're really keen, you could probably sell them in 24. Because the goals and spreadsheet isn't actually for us; it's for them. It gives us a little bit more ammunition. It's more of a fact. Hey, if you actually fill this out, you're probably going to be one of more of the long-term clients rather than a short-term, like minimum 12 weeks, 30 weeks, whatever. right? So it's important to understand all those little things. If they're struggling to rebook, if they're coming up with cancellations, if they're coming up with excuses, it's just them, not you, right? Yeah, you can jump through the rabbit holes and do all this other stuff as well, but at the end of the day, they book themselves in. Another progression that we want to talk about at the end of this call is I want you to copy what my Calendly book is and the questions that I ask. So I'm going to send you
in your calendar. Okay, yep.
I'm going to send you my calendar. You can go through the questions and just copy them. They're the exact same questions that I would do for PT. This is my PT funnel. So the reason being is that they've gone through my funnel. They've seen my Facebook ad. They've seen my engagement ad, which isn't even a call to action. It could be like a PowerBook floor video. It could be like a mum's video, whatever. Then they've gone into the 5-day challenge. They've done the challenges. They wanted to book in. Now they've got to answer 9 or 10 questions, which to a lot of people seems a lot. But actually, if they answer all those questions, even if it's 1-2 worded answered, they're still giving me more information before I even get on the first call.
Okay.
So you need to understand that you need to leverage yourself above the rest. Otherwise, they'll go back to the rest.
Yeah.
Right. So reestablishing rapport, going over like how their weekend was, how the last few days were, what they got up to, how's work. If you can find out anything about the kids' names, partners' names, area they live in, find out what sports was on, find out what was happening in the news, bring up anything like that, because it shows automatically that you care.
Yeah.
So if you say, "Oh, Sarah, how's Derek? How's the husband doing? Is he good? How's work going for him?" You should be like, "Oh, fuck, okay, cool. How's Ben? How's Ben and I can't think of a woman's name. Like, how's the kids doing?" Like, do it by name though, because if you do it by name, you're like, okay, well, this is next level. He's actually remembered all the names, and actually you haven't. You've just written it down, right, in your notes. And if you bring out partners, you're like, okay, well, fuck, he's actually kind of like, he's really genuine. He's really cool. He's kind of part of the family now. Like what James Smith does, right? Like all of these, like actually genuinely wants to know before we've actually sold to them. All right, cool. So how did you go sitting down thinking about those outcomes you wish to achieve? Again, this is going to sound familiar. How did you find the process? All right, cool. So what I want to do today is establish what your top 3 health and lifestyle outcomes you wish to achieve over the next 6 months. And even greater than that, if I was to help you just achieve one of those things and one thing only, what would be your biggest or absolute biggest goal you have over the next 6 months? Right? Okay. As soon as they say that one thing, you're in. If they don't come up with something genuine and really foundational, we need to dig a little bit more. All right, cool. I know I asked these questions last time, but I want to ask them again now that you have a little bit more clarity and direction. So why is it so important for you to achieve this goal, right? The goal you just talked about, the number 1 goal in the next 6 months. Can you see it on your screen?
No, I'm just trying to find exactly what I'm looking at on that there, and that's not what you sent me.
Okay, hold on.
I think you've given me overcoming objections.
I did not send both. Okay.
No, and then I've got a goals action plan.
Okay, no worries.
1, 2, 3. That's why I was just trying to reference to that.
No, that's okay. The bottom one will be it. Anyway, that overcoming objections is what you pull up on the second call, because what happens is when you sell, I guarantee you over the whole entire of my career, the 4 or 5 years that I've been in the industry, every single one of those objections is what I've had to face, whether it's been face-to-face, online. So you will face one of those things, if not all of them, between now and when you build your empire, right?
Yeah.
Right, can you see that now?
No, it's the same one. I've got goals and action plan, overcoming objections new.
Okay.
Yeah, what you're looking at there is very different to what I've got.
Okay, hold up. Why is that not? Okay, that's weird because that was the link that I just. Okay, so this should be the link. Yeah, that is the link. So the bottom link that I just sent.
There we go.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
I don't know why that does that. Anyway, we'll start. So anyway, catch yourself up or read over the stuff that I just saw. So blah, blah, blah. And this is where you can make notes. You can change these things if you want to. You can add information on it if you want to as well. So how did you go sitting down and think about the outcomes you wish to achieve? These are the ones that's just coming up the top 3 laughing out. Like, what I want to do is establish what your top 3 are from what she made on the goals and outcomes, because she's going to make more than 3. I want her to narrow one down and say, this is the only one that I can help her achieve. This is going to see the value of why she's going to pay you the $49. Cool? I know I asked these questions last time, but I want to ask them again now that you have a little bit more clarity and direction. Right? So why is it so important to achieve the goal that she stated, the one that you can help her with, in the next 6 months? What would it really mean for you to achieve that? How would you feel in the next 6 months if you're exactly where you are right now? Play on emotion, because this is when you need her to get emotional, cry, upset, down, depressed, whatever. You need to pull that emotion out of her. This is why you can't go through it very fast. Like, I'm going through very fast, but when we role play, when you're about to go through it and try and sell to me, we're going to see the difference in it before as well, right? So, like, you need to be like, how would you feel in the next 6 months if you're exactly where you are right now? Where Derek didn't look at you in the bedroom, where your kids didn't feel like you could do exercise with them, when you feel like you couldn't even pick your kid up because you feel like you would hurt yourself. When you look in the pantry and automatically feel depressed because you know you're going to go for those biscuits. How would you feel if that didn't change? If all of that happened right now in 6 months' time, if you felt the exact same way? This is where you pull that information out of number 1.
But that's a bit of a risky question, I suppose, because isn't it potentially where you could lose them though?
No. I mean, in what way?
Well, I don't know if I'm thinking a bit, complex here. Well, I don't know. If you ask that question, it's sort of, to me, I suppose, it hints at how would you feel at the end of the 6 months if you were exactly the same point, blah, blah, blah. In other words, it kind of defines to me, like, what if my program doesn't work for you?
No, no, because she doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
So this isn't talking about your program.
Yeah, but the way I'm thinking though is if I'm saying that to a client, and you can correct me if I'm fucked up here. When I say that, it's like, it's almost hinting that you may not get any results. To me, now I don't know if I should be more confident. Like if I'm sitting there selling it and I'm like, no, I know you're going to get these results. But then if I'm turning around going, well, what if you don't get these in 6 months? In other words, in a 6 month time frame, if you get absolutely nothing, how's that going to make you feel? To me, it sort of comes across a bit like
this isn't explaining, like, this is her doing it for herself. This is her. If you never met me, this is her going off on her own journey, not with me, not with my program, not with my business, not with anything. If she was in the exact same position she's feeling right now in 6 months, how would she feel?
Well, she's probably going to feel like shit.
Exactly. We need to pull out the fact that if she's not with us, she's going to feel the same way she's feeling now. The reason being I asked this question is because without us, she's going to be in the same position.
Okay, now when you've said that, that's actually spun it an alternate way to the way I was thinking then.
Yeah. Because at the moment, remember, we know our program, she doesn't know our program, but we need to make her feel like she can't do it without our help.
Yeah.
Because she can't.
So basically, in 6 months, if you're at exactly the same spot and you haven't even signed up to my program, how are you going to feel? But if you sign up, give her that thought that if she goes with our program,
but you don't mention the program. The biggest thing is
don't mention it. But that's the line you want them to start thinking that they. But
it's also a very very pre-qualifying question, because if they're like, oh, okay, I'm like, cool, all right. So how would you feel in 6 months if you're exactly where you are right now? And she's like, oh, it'd be all right, no big deal. I'm like, fucking hang the phone up then.
Yeah, go away.
Like
because you wasted my time.
It's one of the biggest pre-qualifying questions we can ever ask, because if they're not okay with feeling like shit, like if they're okay with feeling like shit now, they're going to be okay with feeling like shit in 6 months. They're not going to do your program. They're not going to give you testimonials. They're not going to give you progress photos, right?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is, hopefully all of that emotion comes out. You're going to get clients that will give you that answer and we get rid of them. But the ones that do give you the biggest emotion. But how would you feel if you had the right support and guidance and you did achieve what you wanted to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months? We've added in How would you feel if you did have the right support and guidance, knowingly that we're going to give her that support and guidance, our community is going to give her that support and guidance, and you did achieve what you wanted to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months? How would you feel? Then we flip it again. If you kept doing exactly what you have been doing up until now, do you think you are guaranteed to be where you want to be? Another pre-qualifying question.
Yeah, because the answer there should be no.
You've got to make sure that they're not associating that with our right support and guidance. If you kept doing exactly what you have been doing up until now, if you've never met me, if you never got on this call, if you never did anything else, do you think you'd be where you wanted to be in the next 6 months? No, I can't do this. I need help. This is what the direction I need, blah, 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 blah. Again, note that.
Yeah.
Note it down. Probably the one thing you probably note down from this whole entire second call is that question. So you've got to make some changes, right? Are you prepared to make those changes? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm scared. Blah, blah, blah. How do you think having a coach or a mentor guide you through meal plans, fitness plans, accountability, and mindset will help you make things easier and turn things into reality for you? Oh my God, it's the best thing ever. I can't wait to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Tell me more. Right? Whatever.
It's a good female voice.
Then it's like step number 4. This is the most important. So if I choose to work with you, this is how the coaching program works. So if I choose to work with you, this is how the coaching program works. Because remember, you haven't said yes yet. And remember, you said in coach the call number 1, you said, we are very particular in who we choose to work with.
Yes.
So this is a pre-qualifying thing. This isn't a free transformation. It's a pre-qualifying questionnaire that they have to answer right to get onto our program. And yes, I know that sounds ballsy, but trust me, when you get the right clients, you understand the right things. If they get mad at you, if they get all that kind of shit, they're like, well, fuck you, like whatever. Like if I choose to work with you, I'm going to give you my 12 weeks. Yes, you're going to pay me $49, but after tax and VAT and fucking all this bullshit, I don't get much of that. Plus, I'm the one that has to get up and do all these other things. And well, you don't say that, but you know what I mean. Each week for the next 4 weeks, we'll have a coaching session fortnightly after that. The reason I do 4, you can copy this method. The reason I do 4 is you can get a lot of stuff done in 4 weeks, and then fortnightly gives them the opportunity, like a dog leash, to give you, that extended dog leash, like it gives them a little bit more, same as fortnightly, because if you're calling them every single week, they're going to get to a point where that becomes annoying.
Yeah.
Whether how good you are or not. Next week, we'll start. So you said next week, right? So they already know in the back of their mind, fuck yeah, I can start next week. Next week, we'll start create and organize to create your first monthly meal plan, which include every meal for the week. Now, I know you don't want to do this side of things, and you can change this to manipulate whatever way you want to do it.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you want to do, what you want to do. It's whatever.
Have you done them?
Allows. So I have a nutritional service that is integrated with my app. So I collaborate with chefs and nutritionists and all this kind of stuff as well.
Okay, yeah.
It's me the foundation to build from. I pay them a load of money, and this is why people like, oh, you get paid, like you charge $69 a week. I'm like, I'm paying these fucking guys like 10 grand a year.
Yeah, to come up with this shit. Yeah.
But it's what has to happen in my industry anyway, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen. And this is why my company is up for innovation, because I've taken a swing on things and said, actually, before they even get to this, I want to give them tremendous value. So half of them don't even come into this portal. It's a long story, but you've got to, but it's, again, it's not Bible. It's just what really works. You can see me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Gotcha. I think.
Got me? Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we go. It just glitched out there for like 30 seconds. I'm like, what?
That's all fine. So yeah, next week, it's just like what I've found like works. When you talk about meal plan for the week, you can actually understand, okay, well, if I know macros, if I know calories, if I know that, that's a meal plan. Right? So you need to figure out, okay, what's my actual, before the calls, you've got to figure out what's my actual package. What do I offer? This doesn't have to be your standard. This is what my standard is, but it doesn't have to be yours at all.
It's just with meal plans, because I've had people ask me about meal plans. Like I said, I said it's just not something I don't teach, because at the end of the day, I can't tailor it 100% to you. Like, it's just what I'm thinking.
There's subscriptions that you can pay for that allow you to collaborate. Like, I pay a lot of money, but you can get a lot of different ones that are cheaper, that you can actually collaborate and change every single element, fully knowing that that nutritional company is the ones prescribing the amount of recipes, food, and everything. There is like one of the early days ones that I used. It was like literally put in their information, height, weight, BMI, whatever you want to do, figures out the calories. Then it gives you, they've given you like a blueprint of how many meals, whatever they need to do. When you pick foods, it will stop you picking foods that are wrong for that amount of calories and for that amount of time. So,
well, in saying that, now that you mention it, because my PT Hub has that. I found it the other day. I was setting calories for Beck, the girl I'm kind of, I suppose, seeing. And then I was like playing around with it, and it come up and it said, do you want to allocate a meal plan? And I was like, oh, okay. And then it had was a high carb, low fat meal plan. And it actually put it all within her calorie deficit. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So it was all laid out. It had exact meals.
I'm going to give you a piece of information that you might have picked on already, but there is no way in hell that people are turning around the time, that have their own apps, that turning around their time, the time frame, it's anywhere between 15 to 24 hours. There's no way in hell that person is getting up in the middle of the night when that person signs up to then do a meal plan. It is automated based on their calories, based on the algorithm. I know for a fact because I've been in backroom marketing meetings with a lot of big influencers that have known fact, have their own app, they've given their own protocols. So they've given their recommendations of low carb, high carb, keto, calorie deficits, how much they want to be in a deficit, how much they want to be in a surplus, whatever. Then the algorithm does the rest. You've got to think about it like that. Yes, you can do it, but there is things that you can bridge the gap while you can do it yourself. The thing is, no one is going to know how good you are if you give them an Excel spreadsheet because you wanted to stay humble to yourself and said, this is what my parameters are. In fact, they're not your parameters because you're not doing the justice. You're actually not using systems that are available, and you're not cheating the system. You're not doing anything illegal. You're working with world-renowned nutrition companies like my PT Hub is right now. I know for a fact because it was either that or another system that I was going to use. They're working with world-renowned nutrition companies to make sure that you can prescribe things that are within your parameters.
And that's what I found. And I'm like, holy shit, I can actually prescribe a meal plan for the week because it's already pre-planned. I've just I allocated all the macros and everything like that, and it literally hit every single thing. And I was like, holy shit.
I'm gonna show you I'll show you a example of one of my clients and then how I've done it. So it's completely, the biggest thing is it needs to be sustainable for the client, but it needs to be in a platform that the client doesn't have to go to 7 different things to find, right? It needs to be all in one. Anyway, back to here. You just need to pick a scenario. No, that's all right. It's fine. It's good. It's good work. We need to just figure out what's your kind of method at the moment. It doesn't cost a lot. It's really easy. You can do it if you want to. But anyway, we'll organize a time to create your first monthly meal plan because normally nutrition obviously comes first. The exercise comes last. We need to focus on how many calories and deficits and all that. That's why I put it first. The following week, we create a personalized fitness program. And then the week after that, this can be completely yours because this is what I've created. You can completely change this to whatever you want. The following week, we create a personalized and the week after that, I take you through my very own mental vitamins program to align your psychology for success and make you an athlete of the mind, right? You continue to receive monthly personalized meal plans and monthly personalized fitness programs. We use a fitness tracking app called Team MBT to monitor your results to ensure that whenever you reach plateaus, we can determine the strategies and mindset necessary to break through those. So even though this program, legally you have to have this in. Legally you have to have this in, right? Okay. Even though this program is a minimum of now 30 weeks, it's 3 months. We keep working together until you succeed. Everyone I choose to work with either gets incredible results or they just quit. So how does this process and journey sound to you? Still haven't brought up how much the price is. She's going to be like, oh, cool, yeah, but I don't know how much money. How did you find the process and journey? Eliminate the need for money because that can be changed later. I found it amazing. This is exactly what I need, blah, blah, blah. What do you like most about the process? I love the fact that everything's done for me. I have my own app. I don't have to have any pieces of paper. I love the fact that I can just be on my phone and actually exercise and everything's there as well. I love the accountability. Awesome. Well, if we choose to do together, everything's in this program is just $99 per week. That includes everything from personalized plans, tracking, and regular coaching sessions. I guarantee you that whatever that number is, either 69, 99, 100, 200, they're going to complain. They're going to say yes or no at the start. Now, sometimes you're going to go there and say, okay, cool. Well, I feel confident. I feel like I've nailed this. Let's put $20 on this and see what happens. Because even if they say no, you can still go down to 69. And this is where the power, the fact is, it's not about the number of the price. It's about the value you've just given them. Because if you're paying for your app, if you're paying for a meal plan, if you're paying for workout programs to be accessible, you're spending coin. You're spending money. 69 is just a random number that I made up. 9 is the most powerful number in business. 9 and 7. So as long as the price is 9 or 7 at the end, it's going to sound really, really good to the consumer. And this is where you're going to have a judgmental kind of sing and say, fuck, that's so expensive. I don't know my self-worth. I know your self-worth, and we've only been working together for a small amount of time. I know that you've got a full-time job. You're working your absolute ass off. You're doing videos, content, you're following the social media planner. You're turning up to your coaching calls. You want this shit to work. Now, I'm not saying you have to start at 99. You can start at 69, but I would not go first price below 49.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. So always start higher. But then how do you approach that if they sit there at the end of all this, right? They're still not 100% convinced on the price. Then what do you do? I'll
show you. Anyway, you say this, like, I've got to answer for pretty much everything because this is what I had to go through at the start. Now, if they've got an objection straight away, right, just say, okay, cool. Not even that, like, blah, 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 like, whatever you need to do. You can go straight to let's do it this way. Okay, so bring up that objections and outcomes one, the one that you had before.
Yep, got it.
Oh, shit, it's the action plan. Cool, so bring that up.
Isolate problem. Yes, it sits. Where do you think you could find? Do you have any more questions? Or just ready to get started? Cool.
Cool. So this is the most powerful piece of sheet apart from the script you're going to have. If you have these 3 things in front of you, there's no way in hell someone's going to not get on the phone. You need to get into the mindset right now that they have to hang up or sign up. That's the only way this conversation ends.
Okay.
I know that sounds salesy and sleazy, but you haven't been a sleaze at all. You have to convince the person they need it more than they need it in themselves. The only reason they're doing it is the same reason why when you get a bill coming in, you freak out, right? I freak out. I got a message from one of the banks about something that was happening with Easy Pay and shit like that. I freaked out. It wasn't even my responsibility. So you've got to isolate the problem. Cool. Okay. So you saying that you can't afford it means or sounds to me that it's a money problem. Is money the only reason why you can't sign up right now? And you'll understand this when we role play, right? We will go through it. I don't even care how long it takes. It's fine, right? As long as you'll find the time. We can role play it, whatever you need to do. Right, you need to isolate. We can do it later. We can do. We can.
If we can, can I book in another call? Maybe I don't know if you got time tomorrow. Because then let me go over this and then we can role play it from scratch and just see how I go.
Hell yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, so
because that way then I can get my head around this.
100%. Yep. Isolate the problem. The biggest thing that people don't do is they assume what the problem is. You need to isolate the shit out of that problem. So if you come to me, like if you came to me on that day and said, oh, that's, I love the program, I love everything, but finances are really hard right now. Cool. So is money the only reason that you can't sign up today or you don't want to sign up today? Or is money the only problem right now? Yes. Cool. Yes, sets, right? Go down to say, okay, so what exactly, all right, so
check my budget.
Yeah, so you'll probably go, it depends on what they say. So if they say isolate the problem, if they say they want to think about it, there's 3 questions. Talk to my partner will be the biggest thing because normally they're not the breadwinner. Check my budget, right?
Yeah.
Which part of your budget do you need to check? These questions are fucking revolutionary because they just push people's buttons like no tomorrow. Okay. If you were to find $49 in your budget right now, where would you find it? I've got no money. There's no money. I can't find it anywhere. Okay. What actions would you need to be able to take to be able to afford it? Oh, I could cancel Netflix. I could cancel Sky. I could put my phone bill on plan. There's so many things that people don't think about. But these questions are understanding, right? What is the one thing in your budget that if you stopped to pay the $49 a week right now, would you allow to achieve your results faster and be able to afford this program to guarantee your results? Right? If they aren't more information, I'm not sure if it's for me. There's questions there. Most important thing is the yes sets that isn't explained on here. The yes sets is what your information you came back to. So remember when I asked you to write down the problem, write down if you said, exactly. So before you said, if I asked you a question, if you keep doing exactly what you have been doing up until now, you said to me that you wouldn't be able to achieve it in 6 months by yourself. Yes? Yes. And you said if you kept doing exactly what you have been doing, nothing would change. Yes? Yes. Okay. And then you said you've got to make some changes right now. And you said to me that you were prepared to make those changes. Yes? Yes. And you said, when I said having a coach or mentor guide you through the meal plans, fitness plans, accountability sessions that would make things easier for you, you said that would be amazing. Yes? Yes. Question. You pay for a membership right now that is $20 a week that you only use once a week. That means to me that if we divide that by 7 days, you're paying $2.80 a day. Times that,
to do nothing.
You're paying $2.80 a day to do nothing. We've saved you $20 because I'm going to get you to email them and put that on hold for 3 months. Conveniently, 3 months is the holding period for a gym membership. Hence why I said 3 months is the commitment period, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is you told me, what was the other thing about you told me that you're spending about $200 a week on food.
Frozen again.
2 people. Good now? Cool?
Cool.
So you said to me that you were spending $200 a week on groceries for 2 people. That means you're spending $100 on food that is putting you in a caloric surplus that is making you feel like shit. If we trim that by $30 a week, you've now paid for my program, and I've just told you 2 things that you could stop. Cool? Yes sets. That is the yes set that I was talking about. So the biggest thing you need to familiar yourself is how to come with objections. Like the script is easy. You follow the script. The hardest thing is convincing the person once they've said no. Okay, so knowingly that I've just helped you save the money, knowingly you've told me 4 or 5 different times that you're so keen on doing this, you're ready, you're willing, you're able. The only thing right now is stopping you is price. Are you ready to get started? Or have you got more questions? No, I'm ready to get started. Boom. If they say no to that, drop the price. Do not drop the price until you go through that process.
Okay.
Then you can say, okay, well, hey, I'm really I'm really passionate to get you results. I really want you to become the person I know you want to become. So just today, right now, I never do this. I've never done this before. If I drop the price and make it $39 per week, everything stays the same. Would that help you out? That's $10 a week. That's $40 a month. Knowingly, that's over the 3 months. Knowing that like $40 times 3, it's 100. I'm just giving you $120 of savings. I've just paid for you to do the first 4 weeks or whatever the fuck it is, whatever.
For nothing.
Yeah, for nothing, right? Just like that, because I want you to win. That's me taking a cut in my profits or whatever, word it probably better than that, right? All that kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, awesome. Biggest thing you need to do then is sign them up over the phone. Do not send them a link. You can send them a link on Messenger because you should be friends with them by now. Conveniently, that's why I ask you to add them on Facebook. Send them the link, say, cool. Okay, well, this is the other thing. We need to flip back. If they say yes, this is the questions that you need to flip back to. Follow up. You need to flip back to say, okay, cool. So as I mentioned, we're very particular on who I choose to work with. So there's this, like, you probably wouldn't want to miss that if they've said no.
Yeah.
I just have a few questions before we go forward. The first question is, if we choose to work together, will you be coachable, show up to the coaching calls, stick to the process, not blame, make excuses or complain, and just get this done? Hell yeah, I'm ready. Cool. I want to work with people that are, secondly, I want to work with people that are hungry, made a decision to win. So if we choose to work together, would you say you have the desire to do whatever it takes to make this work? Hell yeah. Third and finally, my most important question. I want to work with people that have the mental toughness. You know life will not obstacles get in the way. In fact, up and coming, blah, 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 right? Cool, that's great. Now, lastly, you can either say this, if they've said, if they've said yes the whole entire way, they've never made any objections, they're ready to go. Lastly, I want to give you one last chance to convince me why I should work with you. And what would you say to me? Up to you if you want to use that question. It's like a big boy question. Big pause. Use the kind of separation of wording and all that kind of stuff. I believe in you. I know we can do big things, so I'm happy to move forward and get started. Do you have any more questions, or are you ready to just get started?
That is a big boy question. Like, yeah. It's like you're trying to say, listen, you're trying to convince me to want to work with you, even though you've approached me.
You've got to think about it. The way you went around booking them is perfect. They would have had to answer questions in order, or hypothetically, they would have had to answer questions in order to get to your booking call. Now you're asking the question, why should I work with you? They need to be on death's door in terms of emotional attachment to be able to make sure that, hey, you've convinced me to work with you. Why would you not show up to my calls? Why would you not miss payments? Why would you not do all these things? When you're the one that can, I'm not selling to you. You're selling to me why you should be on my program. Because you know it works. I know it scares the shit out of you. You don't have to use it straight away. I guarantee you, 5-6 clients down the line, you're going to be like, okay, well, your first shit client, your first client that misses payments, your first client that tries to cancel early, your first client that just runs away. Trust me, that question is the most powerful question in this whole entire thing, because it gets rid of the shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, you need to be okay with turning people away. Cool. I believe in you. I know we can do big things. I'm happy to move forward and just get started. Do you have any more questions? Are you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Cool. You booked them in for your first call. You don't bring up the payment until, cool, I didn't even want to bring up the payment link right now. I want to get you booked in. When can we do it? Start in the same week, late week, whatever you want to do. I would recommend starting at the same week the payment cycle starts, just because I've been burned so many times by doing it the other way. Cool. All I need to secure a spot is a few details. What is your email address? So open the direct debit form. You should have a direct debit company. You should have some sort of it. PayPal's not going to cut it, because PayPal, they can cancel. No. You need a direct debit that they can't cancel. They need to email an accounts team or whatever they need to do. So open that up, pull them up and say, cool, I'm going to send you a link and you're going to fill this out. So you can either do it, you fill it out for them, they fill it out for you. They need to be able to tick a terms and conditions box. So you need to come up with some terms and conditions. Not everything has to be done before the first call. Everything kind of has to be done before you start selling. Just trust me, it saves time. Terms and conditions that need to be linked, like, I can't give you an example because I don't have anyone up. So it needs to have like you've seen the Easy Pay form that I sent you.
Yeah.
Right. And you have the terms and conditions box and all that kind of stuff. That's all you can do. It's easy. It's just a Dropbox form or whatever, like a Dropbox thing that hyperlinks to your company. And then you just start saying, cool, well, let me let you fill that out. I'm going to be on the phone in case you have any questions, because I know you probably will. Just let me know when you get down to the bottom before you tick those 2 boxes, because I just need to run you through all my terms and conditions and also the debiting company's terms and conditions. This is when you reiterate the fact that it's a 3-month commitment, a 14-day business cancellation policy, a 2-week suspension policy, meaning they have to give you 2 weeks notice before they put their accounts on hold for 2 weeks. There's no refunds, blah, 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 blah. Whatever your fucking terms and conditions are, it's fine. Cool?
Yeah.
Congratulations. So when it goes through, when it comes up, thank you, or whatever the page is, you get an email saying it's done. Congratulations, welcome on board. What are you most excited about now? Awesome. Well, I look forward to talking to you in our next session to create your meal plan. In the meantime, if you have any questions, I'm always there for you. Have your Facebook link. You go into them. I could probably show you an example. I stopped kind of doing this a while ago, but I would say early on, I would say it's key to be able to do, because it gives, so this is an example. This is like the last time I did it before I changed my methods. International online coach. I hope you're having a great day wherever you're in the world. Please join me in welcoming Linda from UK to our online coaching program. Say something about it. Awesome. She comments, 6 people, blah, blah, blah. Right? Easy. It just gives more authority to the whole entire thing. It gets them more excited as well. And it gets them more like, holy shit, this is a massive, big commitment that I've just done, but I'm the special person in the group of special people. Cool?
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Easy.
Cool. I like how you say easy as that. It's a bit daunting. That's why I was like, I don't want to role play it straight away. I want to read it.
The first 2 months when I created this, I was the first 2 months of creating. The thing is also, you've got to think about it from this point of view. I created this. I went through it. I failed all the times to make the objection, overcome things. You know, like when I was doing this, I was on the verge of throwing up every single time. Because these were people that were 30, 20, 30 years older than me. So I'm trying to convince my mum or my parents, age group, to then pay me $49 a week, $1,200 in the whole entire thing. That's $1,200. You've got to think about it from not $49. It's a $1,200 sale.
Yeah.
So you sell 4 people a week, 2 people a week. You're making $2,500 a week. Because remember, they're going to pay you the 12 weeks. Yes, okay, you're only getting $49 a week, but it's more likely you're going to get 49 than you're going to get 1,200.
Yeah.
It could work, right? Like at the moment, we could get to, future down the line, we could probably get you to selling those big packages. But I like weekly debits because it forecasts your income.
Yeah, I'm all for weekly.
Yeah, that's cool. But that's it. It's the more you ingest it, the more you digest it, the more you rehearse it, the better you're going to become. And do not expect yourself, like I know you will, because I know you're going to expect yourself to walk into that call and be like, I'm the boss. Like like I'm talking like I am. You got to realize that I've been in my industry for fucking ages and I've made a lot of shitty mistakes. I've been burned a lot of times. I've been doing a lot of different things. The one thing I knew is that this process works. Like I said about the social media planner and why you have 4 consults. Yes, you made the content. You made the polls. You believed in the system, and now you have 4 calls.
I know. It's still a little bit surreal. I can't believe I actually managed to book 4 calls. I was like, holy shit,
and you've got to remember, everything you do is you. Yes, okay, we've got our calls. Yes, I've given you the processes. Yes, I've given you the systems. But you could have easily given up back in, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. But you didn't.
True.
Trusted the process. I knew it was coming. Like from my point of view, I'm like, just chill. It's going to come. Don't worry. But it's fucking hard to realize that from your point of view, because I was you. When I was getting coached by my old business coaches, I was you. I was like, why am I not getting it? But then you've got to realize the long term, like I said, plant the seed, fertilize, plant the seed, fertilize. Why I get you to post 52 times a week is because as soon as those people vote on your poll, because if you've not realized by now, there is actual hidden marketing in those posts. Yes, the photos, yes, the videos aren't necessarily a call to action. The polls are, the events are, all of those things are strategically posted in there because you've got this immersion of content. Now you're saying, okay, I can do a 30-day free shred. Fuck yeah, I've seen this guy on Facebook like 30 times by now.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I was in a webinar yesterday. I was watching it and he said that his marketing, and this is what I'm at the moment, is that his marketing ecosystem, on average, he has a person in his ecosystem for over 2 months before they book a call. You there? Hello? Hello?
What's happened there?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Ooh, hang on, I can hear you. There we go. I'm back.
Cool.
I don't know what happened there.
That's all right. That's fine. So yeah, like I said, he's on average, he's got a client or potential client in his ecosystem for up to 2 months, 8 weeks before he books one call.
Yeah. Right.
So if he's spending, like I know what he's spending $1,000 a week on marketing. Those clients are taking $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month, $8,000. It's costing him $8,000 to get one person in his funnel. He's making that back tenfold though, because obviously he's signing the bigger amount of people. But on average, a person is in his ecosystem for 2 months.
Yeah.
He's charging fuck ton more than I am. Right,
Yeah,
so you've got to understand that the return on investment, if you spend $1,000 on ads and you make one sale, you've made that back tenfold. Like you've made that $1,000 back. But if you're signing 4 people a week, like we're trying to get you up to, then you've got to understand that that one person out of 3 is going to pay for that ad spend to get that person in the system. Like I said, numbers always. You've just got to understand that that person isn't booking a call because they haven't been in your ecosystem long enough. At this point in time, your ecosystem has been what, 5-6 weeks, and you've already got 4 calls. So you've done 5 weeks of work to gain $2,500.
Yeah, cool.
I know you're going to sell them, right?
I know.
Cool, man. Cool. I'm pumped. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right. So you want a call tomorrow, right?
If you've got time, yeah. It'll just give me a bit of time to go over that and sort of get my thought process happening.
So that is Wednesday. Cool. Done.
Beautiful.
Done and done. Yes, it's Tuesday. Is it Wednesday there or Tuesday? It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, mate.
Tuesday. Yeah. That's cool. Well, it's the end of Tuesday for you, technically. It's the start of Tuesday for me. No, that's cool. Sweet. So yeah, I'll talk to you. So your job between now and next week, so now and tomorrow is just immerse yourself in that. Remember, you're going to be real, like, you know, that blooper reel? That blooper reel is going to be us for the next couple of weeks, just nailing that script. You're going to go into those calls probably feeling under-prepared, but it's better to be under-prepared with some resources than over-prepared and over-cocky.
Yeah, cool.
Right? So there's no reason why you can't sell these people. If they've voted on that poll and they've booked themselves in, you're in a much better position than I was when I first started.
Cool. Well, trusting the process has worked because, like I said, got 4 booked calls today, so I'm pretty happy with that.
4 fucking book calls. That's beautiful.
Honestly, if I can convert just one of them, that'll make my fucking week.
Bro, you're going to convert 2 at least. Easy, man. Easy. Cool. Awesome. Cool. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Otherwise, again, congrats on the first 4 calls. And then I'll look forward to running through some role play tomorrow.
Excellent.
Sweet, bro. All right, talk tomorrow.
All right, bro. Catch ya.